Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for another news update for Friday, September 5, 2025. And I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, man charged after confessing to convenience store robbery. A St. James delivery man who admitted to holding up a convenience store in Hopewell, Hanover on Sunday, August 24, has been charged with robbery with aggravation. He is 27-year-old Norman Burton. Reports are that about 4:50 p.m., Burton and another man went inside the convenience store of a service station and allegedly brandished a firearm and pointed it at the security guard. It is further alleged that the men then demanded cash from the cash register amounting to $30,000 and 4 bottles of assorted liquor before escaping in the area. The police were summoned and an investigation was launched. Burton was later taken into custody based on information received and charged after admitting to the offense. His court date is being finalized. St. Catherine woman charged with harboring a fugitive freed. Jean Holmes, the St. Catherine woman who was charged with harboring a fugitive after being found in the company of an escapee from the Constant Spring police lockup, has been freed of the charge. When 21-year-old Holmes appeared before the St. Catherine Parish Court on Tuesday, the Crown conceded that a case could not be made out against her. Holmes, otherwise called the Shamara, was then freed by acting senior Parish Court Judge Janelle Nelson Gale. Defense attorney Denise Hinson, in her submission to the court during Holmes' initial appearance, said Holmes was not aware that Tally Chambers had escaped from police custody. The lawyer had submitted that to form the case, Holmes would have had to assist him with accommodation and been aware that he had escaped, and none of that was established. Chambers was among several inmates who escaped from the Constant Spring police lockup in August. He was recaptured on August 20 in Waterloo, St. Catherine, while in the company of Holmes, the mother of his 2 children. Holmes was arrested and subsequently charged with harboring a fugitive. Handyman accused of stabbing man during argument. A 21-year-old handyman who is accused of stabbing a man during an argument in St. Anne has been charged with wounding with intent. Charged is Amani Grant, otherwise called the TJ, of Hydel Park, Inverness in St. Catherine. Reports are that about 11:30 p.m. on February 24, an argument developed between Grant and a man along Armadale Main Road in Alexandra, St. Anne. During the confrontation, Grant allegedly brandished a knife and inflicted stab wounds to the man's upper body. The injured man was assisted to the hospital where he was treated and admitted. The incident was later reported to the police, and following an investigation, Grant was taken into custody where he was subsequently charged. A court date for him is being arranged. PNP's Christopher Brown raises concern about the official count of ballots in St. Mary's Southeast. The official count of votes cast in the general election in St. Mary's Southeast constituency was reportedly halted on Thursday to allow the returning officer to seek advice regarding the rejection of ballots amid concerns raised by the People's National Party's representative. Following Wednesday's parliamentary election, which saw Christopher Brown of the People's National Party being declared the winner over Dr. Norman Dunn of the Jamaica Labour Party, who was the sitting member of parliament, there was tension at the Anota Bay Primary School as party supporters anxiously awaited the outcome. The preliminary count on Wednesday saw Brown polling 6,642 votes to Dunn's 6,631, winning by a narrow margin of 11 votes. However, Dunn, who spoke briefly with the news, said 2 of the ballots cast in favor of Brown were rejected. Dunn did not expound, but said he was allowing the democratic process to take place and that he had every trust and confidence in the process being undertaken by the Electoral Office of Jamaica. His opponent, however, was not satisfied with Thursday's proceedings. during which the contents of about 6.5 ballot boxes were reportedly counted. To date, there is 63 rejections, averaging almost 9 boxes. We have 112 boxes, and if we multiply that by 9, based on the average that we are going to be close to 1,000 rejections, commented Brown. This is unprecedented and is such a mockery of the process of the law. And it's not a matter of PNP or JLP, because we remain very confident in what the results are going to be, but it is just the guidelines that have been issued and the almost a mockery of the democratic process when people's clear rights are going to be rejected on the basis of guidelines and rules that cannot stand up in a court of law. So I believe that the returning officer has taken the right decision to abort the process now and to seek further guidance from her legal advisors along with the Director of Elections, and she had advised that we will resume the count and the process will restart. If the law was to be applied properly, we certainly are not going to take these in terms of completing the process, he added. The count is set to resume at 9:30 a.m. Friday. Businessman charged with larceny of motor vehicle. A Kingston businessman has been charged with larceny of motor vehicle and a conspiracy to larceny of motor vehicle following an incident on Fairview Boulevard, Fairview, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, on Wednesday, August 13. He is 26-year-old David Ramjeet of Highland Drive, Kingston 19. Reports from the Spanish Town Police indicated that between 2:30 a.m. and 6:10 a.m., Ramjeet and other suspects went to the Fairview Boulevard and stole a 2016 Toyota Probox motor car valued at $1,200,000. The matter was reported to the police and an investigation was launched. On Sunday, August 31, Ramjeet was allegedly seen on Jamaica Eye surveillance using his private motor vehicle to pilot the stolen vehicle. PSOJ hails new parliamentary makeup following polls pledges support for growth. The private sector organization of Jamaica says it welcomes the balance of power now reflected in the House of Representatives arising from the outcome of Wednesday's general elections. The incumbent Jamaica Labour Party won 34 of the 63 parliamentary seats, with the People's National Party taking 29 seats. The PSOJ, in a statement on Thursday, said it believes that this configuration is healthy for Jamaica's democracy as it encourages robust debate, constructive collaboration, and the pursuit of solutions in the best interest of all Jamaicans. At the same time, the PSOJ noted with concern the 39.5% voter turnout, arguing that it highlights the need for all stakeholders, government, opposition, civil society, and the private sector to work together to build a public trust, strengthen civic engagement, and ensure that more Jamaicans feel represented in the democratic process. As Jamaica moves forward, the PSOJ said it is committed to working closely with the government to strengthen the country's economic growth trajectory and ensure a supportive environment for businesses and the wider private sector. Together, we must continue to reduce bureaucracy, enhance productivity, expand opportunities for our micro, small and medium enterprises, and secure sustainable investments that benefit every Jamaican, it said. It added the PSOJ stands ready to engage administration, parliament, and all stakeholders in advancing Jamaica's economic and social progress. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.